Morning, everyone. How not to overdo it. People ask me quite a lot about overdoing it, especially if they have or are recovering from chronic fatigue syndrome. It's something I speak to a lot of my coaching clients about. Hang on, I just wanted to show you this as well before I forget. And the dogs. Yeah. So how not to overdo it. Simply, and probably some of you will have guessed this because you've been watching me for a while. It's listening to your heart. I know that maybe sound a bit woo-woo for others that haven't been watching me for a while, but when we're in our heads and we're worried about how the next thing is going to affect our mental, physical, spiritual health, how we're going to manage the next appointment, the next um, thing we have to do, the shopping, whatever it is, how all our energy gets spent on chores, how we can't focus on things, all these things. There's this checklist of stuff we generally go through when we're not feeling too dapper, as it were. Um, and the best way to make sure that you're not overdoing it is to listen to your heart, because you're stuck in your head, and when you're in your head you will overdo things because you're triggering the fight or flight response, you're triggering the adrenal response, you're triggering the nervous system response. So if you listen to your heart instead of your head, and you go into your heart, and you can do that with there's heart center meditations online. I've got one that's really short and will allow you to drop into your heart. If you do that, if you drop into your heart rather than in your head, and then ask from there, what should I do? How much should I do? When should I do it? Or just what question I ask in the meditation is, what would love do? And then you'll know what to do and how much to do, and you'll know how to support yourself in the best way as well, because the heart doesn't lie to us. It's the head that gets all ego based and all worried and all stressed and anxious and starts building its beliefs and its ideas and stuff what on past history and stuff. And that past history is just based on more head stuff. So it's not a very good place to base it on. But if you do it in your heart, then you'll stop worrying about how this will affect me, how I'll do the next thing, how much I should do, when should I do it, because all those worries, they actually make it worse. They're the bit that keeps us stuck in not being able to do very much, um, because they're firing all these responses in the body. So if you listen to your heart, and if when you're out and about doing things, you try to remain in your heart, I call it being heart wide open, just imagining yourself in your heart open, rather than shut down and closed off because we're worried about how the world and everything is going to affect us, then you'll be able to do much more, and you'll be able to know what to do and when to do it too. So, like I said, in response to um, what was the original thing I was talking about? um, so how to know how not to overdo it is, if you're worried about overdoing it, you're in your head usually. So that's an invitation to come to your heart and to really listen to that space and really listen to that place and your heart wisdom. This is what we came here on this planet like. We were heart wise, and we learnt to be quiet, conform, fit in, judge, be in conflict, all these other things. The dog's just seen something, and that brought us out of our hearts and into our heads. So, yeah, listen to your heart. If you're not knowing what to do, listen to your heart. If you not know how much to do, listen to your heart. The more you remain in the heart, the happier you will be, because the less conflicted you'll be, and you'll find you actually start to have more energy and more health and more time and more focus and more clarity and all the other things, because you're not listening to the head, and the head will keep pushing you into these old habits of worry, conflict, um, like I say, judgment, not knowing if you're doing enough, not knowing if you're being enough, not feeling enough, all of these things. So listen to the heart, try and remain in the heart as much as possible. Try and make a vow to do it for a whole day or for a whole week or whatever it is, and see what a difference it makes. See what how much, not just happier you are, but how less tired and withdrawn and conflicted and fatigued, and well, that's the same as tired, but how much better you feel all round. You might not be able to do more at that stage yet, but you'll feel better in yourself. So yeah, that's my advice from me to you, and from the dogs and Portugal, and I will speak to you soon. Ciao ciao for now.